Hello, humans. Oh my god, so close. How you doing? I swear I told myself before this that the next time I do anything on the channel, I am gonna have to I'm just gonna have to at least upload a new video. But if you guys are a part of my Patreon, you would have seen the updates of the video that I'm working on. It's slow, but we are getting there. Anyways, how is life? Isn't it beautiful? I know the last stream was a little bit chaotic. It was a little chaotic, but I figured some stuff out. Anyways, I'm so excited to show this. If any of y'all were there during my which stream? I think it was my recent stream on Twitch. I decided for the first time ever since launching my store and doing all this stuff, I decided to actually outsource the thank you cards. But it wasn't as beautiful as this. I was scammed in the beginning. But wait, I should inform y'all. I can't just randomly go live like this. I'm also a little bit hungry, but I don't know what to order, and it is 12 a.m. So I might not be able to order anything. And even if I want to, I might not be able to order the stuff that I want. The stuff that I'm craving for. I'll give it. So initially, let me show y'all the cards that I got in the beginning. I was devastated. Where is it? Oh my god, where did I keep it? Okay. You can see how nice the ones that are on the table right now. So what happened? Wait, what is this? Why am I seeing a loading thing? Is it this? I'm seeing something. Yes, rare YouTube stream. No, this is gonna be a new thing. Wait, what is that thing in the background? Which one is it? It's just you know what, who cares? It's not anyways, you remember the printing nightmare with the thank you cards before this? Yeah, they actually decided to send a reprint. Can you believe that? My threat worked. I was like, if you don't, also ignore the mess. If you don't if you don't provide me with a solution, I am going to proceed with the chargeback. So they responded on Monday being like, we're so sorry, are you open for a reprint? And I'm like, yes, of course. In fact, that's the solution I was hoping for. Right? So these were the old ones. Now I feel like on camera they kind of look nice. But can you see just how dull they look? Because it was printed on brown paper. This is not the white linen paper that they sold me. So when they actually agreed to send the reprint, they did a really good job even with the delivery. Did I ever share with y'all like what? Okay, so that whole thing was crazy. On Friday, I paid 148 Malaysian. Okay, no, I'm feeling really annoyed by this loading screen thing. Like, stay, stay. What is it? I have everything turned off. You know what? I'm gonna turn off. Oh. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna turn off everything. 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 Oh, it was browser 6. That was pissing me off. Right? I'm like, it's annoying me. So, when I paid 148 ringgit for these ugly ones, I paid extra to get them immediately, and I mean like in 2 days. I wanted it in as fast as possible because I had orders to pack. And then on Friday, when it was supposed to be sent, they sent this weird ass email being like it's on the way, but there was no tracking number. I reached out to them through WhatsApp, and they said that because they're using Lalamove, there is no tracking number. But did I ever share how it was actually sent? Like this badge. This badge was placed in a plastic and wrapped in a paper, and the dude just left it on top of the mailbox. They didn't even like put it in a box. They didn't even have like my name on it. They just left it on top of the mailbox area without even letting me know that it was there. So even though the delivery was shit, I thought never mind, as long as it's here. I went downstairs that day to collect my dinner. As soon as I came up, I was just so excited to open this up. So I left my food, came to my studio, opened it up, and I'm like, no way. First when I saw this, I'm like, maybe this was like a sample that they just placed on top. The rest is supposed to be the actual one. But then I'm like, no way, this is not linen paper. And I was never told it was going to be on brown. So after I left that nasty review, I sent that email, right? But I still don't think that it was my review, because I don't think they even knew about the review. I think that when they got my email where I threatened to file a chargeback, they were like, okay, we'll help solve it immediately. Once they were done with the reprint, they emailed me saying that it's on the way. I got a DHL shipping link and tracking number, and then with that email they said, now that we have solved your issue, can you please leave a review, and in your review please mention this person's name who helped you out. So then I'm like, oh, they never saw the review. they never saw the review. They were just really prompt with their response, which is nice. But even though this reprint looks nice, obviously better than whatever this was, okay, even though it looks nice, in person I feel like my printer could have done better. The problem with printing my own thank you cards is that it's a lot of work. You print it out on A4 paper. You have to arrange the front and the back so that it doesn't get cut off. And a lot of times it's not even like properly lined up. And there's a lot of cutting, and the cutting may not be accurate. So that's why I wanted to proceed with like getting them outsourced now that the store is doing well. But lesson learned, I'm never going to get it outsourced locally. I think I'll stick to Alibaba printing companies. Also, they offer the service to give it rounded edges, but I didn't choose that because I wanted to save money. So I'm going to give it its rounded edges, you know, like ta-da, round. See, isn't it nice? It's beautiful. I'm still happy though, like my first ever outsourced thank you card. I'm now looking to get some of the stickers outsourced because if I can get them to make the stickers, if I can get a manufacturer to make the stickers, I can finally rest. Okay? Also remember the artist stickers that I purchased where I'm like, oh man, their quality is so nice. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna show it, but I want my sticker quality to be that. At least they admit their fault. But where did they go wrong, right? I'm telling you, I think that they were not happy that I chose the cheaper option instead. Okay, so what I did was I chose business cards. Business cards, instead of going for the normal business card size, I chose my own custom size within the limit that they had given, which was this size. This was like their limit. I chose this limit because I didn't want it to be too small like a real business card, but I also didn't want it to be too big. I want this to fit into the small sticker orders as well. So because I chose business card, the price was lower than what it would have been had I chosen their packaging card option. But another thing with their packaging card option was that they didn't have this linen card. Like, I don't know if it's obvious. Can you see the texture? Oh, you can. Can you actually see the texture? It's like a lined linen texture. Can you see that texture? I wanted this texture because I want the thank you card to also be like a print. You know, you can use it like a bookmark. You can use it like some nice thing for your journal, like a print, you know, nice quality and stuff. So they didn't have that for their packaging card option, which is kind of weird to me because I feel like for a texture like this, it should be more expensive. They didn't have this texture option. So it's not like I chose business card to get a cheaper price. I chose business card because they had the textured linen paper option for business card. So that's why I think that they were not so happy with that, because I'm getting this larger than normal business card sized print made without choosing their packaging option, but by choosing their cheap business card option. But it wasn't my fault. They shouldn't have provided a custom size option in the first place. But maybe for bookmarks? Okay, no. I think I would have been able to get this for a much cheaper price had I just outsourced this from a manufacturer on Alibaba or a manufacturer directly from China. Oh, what are you gonna do with the defect ones? I've actually used them, but I feel kind of mean. I use them for the local orders. Is that mean? I just feel like local. I don't know if like local customers would keep the thank you cards. Maybe they'll throw it away. But I've gotten a lot of positive reviews for my Shopee store. Of course, on one hand, I'm happy that I'm getting local orders. It's just that Shopee is so mean. Shopee is so unfair. You get an order in the morning, you have to ship it out on that day. I currently have 5 penalty points because I didn't ship it out on time. But that's because, how in the world am I supposed to do that? You know, I'm already doing so many things. When I get an order, they expect me to ship it immediately, like immediately on that day. And then on top of that, I don't have a car that I can use to drive all the way to the drop off point. What I end up doing now, because I need to ship them out on time, I actually use Grab Express. So for every order placed, I lose 7 ringgit since I use Grab Express to have them drop it off at the Shopee Express drop off point. So happy to get local orders. Just wish Shopee didn't like force people to pack them right away. I'm sorry. No. My favorite customers, they get the new ones. So I've had a few repeat customers also, and some even reaching out to me, being like, "Hey, so will you be having this, like the Hobonichi ones?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I think I've reached the journaling community in Malaysia. But another surprising thing about the local orders is that most of my orders come from Sabah. I wonder why. Is it because it's harder to get stuff from China to Sabah, so they rather get a local seller? But I don't know, most of my orders are actually from Sabah and Sarawak. Also, most of my orders come from teachers and doctors. I'm like, doctor? And the thing is, the reason I know is because their address will be a school PO box. So my Sabah orders will go to a school PO box, and I mean like different SMK schools, and then some will go to like a hospital PO box. Is it sustainable? Actually, yes, depending on the amount of orders. So 1 kilogram, 2 kilograms, you still have to pay 7 ringgit. So if I have like around 5 orders, which I did have one day where I dispatched 5 local orders, and I only had to pay 7 ringgit, so it was beautiful. It didn't feel like a loss at all. But yesterday I got just one order, and I had to still spend 7 ringgit for that one order. Yeah. Also, surprisingly, I don't know how Shopee decides. I don't know how Shopee decides which courier to use, because if it's not Shopee Express, it's actually Post Malaysia. Like, I was so surprised when I got my first drop-off point at Post Malaysia, because I'm like, wait, Post Malaysia? How do they decide? Right? More local customers. I feel like if I didn't force myself to do so many things at once, I'd actually be able to really focus and get one section to grow really well. But then again, I don't have the privilege to not do so many things at once. You know, it's like I don't really have a choice, because right now it's the multiple streams of income that is giving me peace of mind. Of course, speaking about peace of mind, I don't even know if I should share this. I don't even know if y'all want to listen to this. Are y'all ready to listen to my new issue with customs? Post Malaysia, by the way. So remember the last stream, the Twitch stream, where we went stamp collecting? I first dropped by the post office. So the lady who handled the packages on that day was a newbie, okay? Now luckily, it was actually the first few packages was handled by someone else, but then she had to go for her break, and then the last package, which was just one package to Canada, was handled by this lady who took over. So this lady was a newbie. The reason I know this, I've been going to this post office since 2023. I know them like they are my second family, okay? They know me, I know them. I know each and every staff there, and each and every staff there are extremely familiar with me, okay? They're also very experienced. Like, none of them were interns, like, I've never had to deal with a newbie in my 3 years of running my store. But then, alas, the time came for me to deal with a new face. But I didn't judge her. I'm like, okay, you know what? Yeah, new face. You're gonna have to get used to me, in my head, I thought. But I just never thought that she could make a mistake. So the package gets processed as usual. I go home. I mark the order shipped. I place the tracking number. Everything's fine and dandy, right? Wrong. Because the next week, when it arrives in Canada, my recipient, my customer, reaches out to me, asked with a screenshot showing me the pending taxes that she needs to pay, asking me if why is the taxes so high, because and if I had declared a higher price, because the taxes that she has to pay is higher than the price of the product, which is abnormal. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, first of all, she's not even supposed to be paying anything, because I marked her package as a gift. All the orders that I send to Canada are always marked as gifts, and always, because they're gifts, I get to choose what value to put it at. And I put the exact value. And so she's not supposed to be paying anything, because Canada's got an exemption. If your gift is lower than this particular amount, you don't have to pay any duties for it. So the only thing I could think of is that the lady at the counter must have placed the wrong value. And after doing a lot of calculations, it's like, okay, so she needs to pay this much. In order to get this much, the value that would have been placed in the system would have to have been 5,000 ringgit, which is crazy, because I got it for 95. I put 95 in the form, and it's not supposed to warrant any taxes, any duties at all. So how did 95 Malaysian ringgit become 5,000 Malaysian ringgit? So I'm like, never mind. First of all, I need proper confirmation that the value that was placed in the system was in fact incorrect. So I go the next day to mail another order to the UK, and I I was hoping not to get her, but I got her. But the thing was, the plan was already for me to reach out to them and ask them what do we do from here on, and ask them if they can confirm what is the value in the system. So I get to the counter. Before handing over the UK package, I tell them the issue. Now here's where it gets really hard to run a business using Post Malaysia and having to teach them their job, okay? I really don't know how to explain what it's like to go to Post Malaysia and just tell myself that at the end of the day, a lot of times if I have a question, I can't really get an answer from them, because their information is so outdated, and most of the time they actually don't know how things run themselves. So I've been mailing to all these countries. I've mailed to so many countries. I've used so many shipping services. I am so familiar with the customs in a lot of countries. And every time, I don't just like mail an order and take a step back. I'm constantly tracking the order, constantly making sure that everything arrives fine. Hi Surina, welcome to the stream. I'm totally not complaining. Why is it that every time I stream I'm complaining? But anyways, I still have to get this off my chest because it's crazy. So I'm extremely familiar with the process. Now here's one thing that I've been aware of since day one. When it comes to customs, a lot of European countries, a lot of countries in the West, a lot of countries in Europe rely on the information that is in the system, that is electronically transmitted. We are not in the Stone Ages, okay, for them to rely on the paper. They rely on the electronically transmitted information, meaning the information that the post office staff puts into the system when they take the form from me. And this is general knowledge, okay? Because even on Etsy, whenever you get an order from any EU country, from any countries in the Europe, in Europe, they will mention how important it is for you to put the VAT number, for you to transmit that information electronically. Like they state it in every order that you get from Europe, they'll actually state there, please ensure to put the VAT information electronically. They actually mention that. Like, can you imagine how many sellers may have had issues when they just rely on placing the information manually for them? for them to go to the extent of putting such a disclaimer or such an instruction for each and every order. So Etsy knows that Europe looks at the electronically transmitted information. I know that they do that as well because of an incident that happened this year where I placed the VAT information on the box. It arrives in the country, but my recipient is still taxed. So what Etsy told me to do was to tell my recipient to reach out to Etsy and get a refund from them. So even I know that at the end of the day, they rely on the information that is transmitted electronically. I pose my question right now to the post office staff, being like, can I know what was the value that, is there any way to see what the value is in the system when they scan the barcode? They are trying to tell me that customs looks at the paper. And I'm like, that's not it. But can you imagine all these experienced post-Malaysia staff telling me that and me having to tell them that they are wrong? Of course, it seems a little bit like, it seems kind of off, right, for me to be telling the people who work at the post office that they are wrong. But then they look up the tracking number and they say, see, it's out for delivery. They were wrong again. So in my experience, okay, a lot of times what some courier services do is that they will pay the customs on your behalf and then they will collect it upon delivery. That's what UPS does. Whenever I send anything through UPS, sometimes before it even leaves Malaysia, there will be a pay now button because they will calculate the fees, they will pay on your behalf, and the fee that you pay for their service of paying for you is included. Like that's how it works, you know? A lot of times that's how it works. So I had to explain that to them. And they were like, oh, okay. And then they were telling me, but you know, in Malaysia, normally when something arrives and it's held at customs, if customs does not clear it, it will never be out for delivery. And I'm like, yes, we are living in the Stone Age era, okay? Just because our customs work like that doesn't mean the customs in other countries work like that. But at the end of the day, I wasn't able to get an explanation. I couldn't get a solution either because then I reached out to Post Malaysia Twitter. Because they did tell me like maybe you need to reach out to like the IT team to see if they can pull up this information. So I reached out to Post Malaysia through Twitter because a lot of times throughout these past 3 years, they will actually respond to me when I reach out to them through Twitter. And the people on Twitter were also repeating the same bullshit. They were like, a lot of times they will refer to the paper, the form. And I'm like, no, they don't. The electronic information is prioritized way more than the form. And if they see any discrepancy, they'll stick to the electronic information because to them they're like, well, the post office staff put this information, it must be accurate. So now what I'm gonna do is, if I don't, I did submit like a report to Post Malaysia, but I feel like I'm not going to get a proper solution. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the MCMC route. I'm going to reach out through MCMC and I'm going to hold them accountable. Because another thing that really surprised me when I was at the post office was when I suggested to them that the reason, a possible scenario could have been that the staff put the wrong information. Like, this is crazy. Okay, so the form that I normally fill up is this. Okay? This form. This is the form that I normally fill up. And I have to pass this form with the package and then they'll look at this form and they'll key in this information into the system together with the barcode of the tracking number. So when people scan the barcode, when customs scan the barcode at the recipient's country, all this information will appear electronically. And this is what I mean, you know, like when I say that the information must be transmitted electronically. So when a human being is doing the task of inputting the information over here into the system, there is room for human error. Is there not? Okay, it's not like it's possible for mistakes to happen. It's possible for a newbie especially, okay? it's possible for a newbie to make a mistake. So I was trying to explain that the only possible scenario, or not the only one, it could have been that the staff who handled the package that day could have put in the wrong information. But they were telling me that we put whatever you write here. And I'm like, yes. And you could have done a mistake. Like, that's a possibility, right? Like, I'm not crazy for suggesting something like that. I feel like that is a possibility. All right, especially with the newbie. Like, I cannot let go of the fact that this is happening to a shipment that was handled by a new staff. Okay, a newbie. I cannot let go of that. The others who handled all the packages previously, no issue. This newbie handles it, and a big problem like this ends up happening. But they are trying to say, like, that can't happen. And even if, like, the system, even if it's in this even if the system is wrong, it should show the correct value on the form. But I had to tell them that they don't look at the form. They pay more attention to the system. And even before this, okay, in 2023, when I first started to mail all these orders to the EU, they will mention that you need to put that whole VAT thing. I would go to the post office and I would ask them, so where do I put the VAT information? They'll tell me, oh, when it comes to customs, the recipient's country will handle it. And once again, wrong information. So what I decided to do was I would put it in the remarks section. Because I'm like, I cannot see what they are putting when they're typing. So this comments, this remarks area is where I will actually put the VAT number, and I will tell them in the system for the comments, please put the VAT information. And from then on, my customers would not have to pay taxes when it arrives. So that's when I realized that I was right all along. It is the electronically transmitted information, because as soon as I started to write the VAT over here and telling the staff to put that comments, to make sure to put my comments in the system, that's when my customers stopped being taxed. So I'm right, it's not that I'm obnoxious and trying to teach the post office staff how to do their job. It's just that for whatever reason, they don't know how a lot of the customs process is like in other countries. And I feel like they should, because they're working at the post office. They want to make sure that people who use their service is not going to face the issues that I'm currently facing. So yeah, what I'm going to do is my MCMC complaint is going to be very, very, very direct. I'm going to ask them, how do they plan to take accountability in the event their staff makes a mistake while putting the information, number one. Number two, I'm also going to tell them how unprofessional it is for their staff to not know this kind of basic information. How can they not know this kind of basic information? It was only recently where the EU introduced that whole $3 thing, where every package will incur a $3 fee. That's when they started to take the VAT seriously, and I feel like that's when they must have been briefed about VAT and IOSS numbers. But it's crazy, right? Like, imagine, why is it that I go to the post office and I have to teach them how to do their job? I have to tell them how it works in other countries. I had to explain so much until one of the guys he finally understood. And then he tried to explain to the other staff, saying that they are looking at the system, they're not looking at the paper. And I'm like, yes. But they can't do anything about it, and told me to reach out to the IT team. But now, if I can't get a proper response even from their support, because I don't think their support knows this either, I'm really going to use MCMC. Okay? There's no way that they don't have a method to pull up the information that is in the system. Because what's the point? If the information in the system is not important, then they don't need to do that. You get what I mean? They don't need to take my form every time I hand a package to them and key in all the details, because what's the point if the information in the system is not important? Ah, it's crazy. I feel like it's so crazy that I have to teach them how to do their job. But why am I at the end of this, like, always at the end of something like this? If it's not UPS, it's Post Malaysia. If it's not Post Malaysia, it is India's customs. If it's not India's customs, it's something else. Am I the problem here? Like, okay, what did I do wrong? I need to know, how could I have avoided this? I went to the post office like a normal human being, like how I normally have done, right? I went to the post office like how I normally have done. I had that package handled by a newbie. It's not like I chose it, okay? Even for this UK thing, because it was her, and I brought the receipt. In the receipt, you can see who was the person in charge, who was the person who handled everything, and I think she kind of got scared. So she kept double checking with me, like, this is the information, right, like that you want. And at that time, right, she was asking the person next to her, so like, I do this, right, and I do that, right, and I'm like, this is what she should have done that day. She shouldn't have just taken things into her hands and into her own hands and done something that you probably didn't know. Because this time with the UK one, because she was afraid of what had happened with the Canada one, the other staff were like behind her telling her, no, you should do it like this, and then you should do it like that, and then you should do it like this. So I know that she was the one who messed up. She had to have been the one to mess up. Another issue is that I don't think people mail outside at the rate that I do, because it's like one package after another. The thing was, when they try to tell me that it's the customs is handled by that area, I'm like, well, the week prior to that I had another package that I sent to Canada. The value of it was higher than this package, and there were no taxes. My recipient didn't have to pay anything. They didn't have to pay 5,000 ringgit. They didn't have to pay. The amount that my customer now needs to pay is around 700 ringgit. 700 ringgit would make sense for an item that's value is 5,000 ringgit. So that's when I showed them even the picture, because I normally take pictures of every package that I send. And so the staff was like, oh, that's weird. If your other package to Canada that was higher valued was not taxed, why would this package, where the value is lower, is being taxed? I guess it takes time for our local service to... How much time? 2023, I opened my Etsy store. 2023, I would go to the post office, especially the one that I'm going to now, and ask them the VAT information. Like, where do I put the VAT information? They didn't know what I was talking about. VAT, what is that? Taxes? Oh, the one the customs in that country will handle. So when I was having this in this exchange with them about this incident, and they used our country as a reference, they were like, normally when customs in our country, when an item arrives, if there are any pending duties, customs won't release it. So then it hit me that I don't think they know, when they give information, I don't think they are talking, the information that they're giving is based on their knowledge of other countries. I think that they are basing the process based on how it is in our country, which is stupid, which is crazy, because obviously it's not going to be the same. So when they were telling me, because like customs in our country, and I'm like, yeah, that's our country. In their country it's different. In the UK it's different. In Canada it's different. In the UK, it is actually the whole Royal Mail will actually hold it, but you can make the payment online. Post Malaysia, they don't allow you to make the payment online. They'll have someone actually manually reach out to you, and you'll have to transfer money to their bank account, kind of thing. So I don't think it's that either. I truly think that they don't handle overseas shipments to the extent that with the frequency that I send my packages at. Every single week, I'll be going to the post office, dropping off packages to Canada, to the UK. Post Malaysia I often use for countries that are not the US and not Germany. The other countries I'll be sending using Post Malaysia. But then it can't be, right? Like, I don't want to be conceited enough to be like, oh, I'm the only one who sells overseas. But then again, even if let's say there are eBay sellers over here, I do believe that they don't send at the same frequency that I do. I do have a lot of orders that I'm sending overseas. So maybe because they're not familiar, they don't get that many people sending frequently like this. Or because I run a business and I'm more knowledgeable on the customs process, when a mistake like this happens, I am going to hold them accountable. Whereas I think another Malaysian, if like another Malaysian were to be in my shoes, they will actually accept it as it is, and they won't proceed to try to get a solution. I think they would most probably pay the taxes on their own, have the customer have Canada return the package and then resend it again and cover the loss. I feel like Malaysians most of the time, they just won't push the way I would. But then I also reached out to Canada's customs because I'm just like, okay, never mind. I'll reach out to Canada's customs and I'll tell them that they should look at the form and try to see if there's a way for them to reassess the amount. Surely you're not the only one, but guess you're one of the few who has a VAT. Yeah, that's the thing. And also, I do intentionally, like when I choose what to put up on my store, I choose what people are searching for. You know, I know exactly what people are searching for. I also know how to price them. Like, I spend a lot of time analyzing the pattern. Like, okay, on Etsy a lot of people were purchasing this, so a lot of people in the EU especially would be purchasing something that a lot of Americans don't purchase. So I came to the realization that a lot of people in the EU don't have access to this particular product while Americans do. So that's why now I've opened up an EU TikTok account with my German number. Remember my German number that I bought from Amazon? I have my EU account that's targeting those in the EU, and I'm specifically promoting the stuff that I know that they don't have access to over there. So because of that, the amount of people who do place an order from my store is quite a nice number, you know? So you pair that good decision making with the rate that I get overseas orders at, there's bound to be an issue. But then again, I also feel like it's my luck. I feel like this must be my luck, because even this, okay, so yeah, the post office staff is not that knowledgeable when it comes to the customs stuff, right? As long as they put in the information that I write in this form accurately, there should be no issue. Because these past 3 years, as long as I make sure that they put all that information correctly, there should be no issue. The only reason the issue happened this time was because the person who handled the package was a newbie. Why me, right? Why me? And remember the USPS one where it was accepted, it says in USPS possession? I reached out directly to USPS because I'm just like, it was dispatched on the 1st of August. It's now the 16th of August, back when I reached out, and my customer has not received it yet. What are they doing? If let's say these 2 orders are officially declared missing, this is going to be my 3rd missing package by USPS. third missing package. On one hand, I want to lose my mind. Like, I really want to rip my hair out of my head. Okay? Third missing package. But then, when I look at the successful packages that were shipped, I'm like, okay. With the rate that I get my orders at, there's bound to be one or two issues. But when you combine these one or two issues together, it's like crazy. It's crazy. And I don't even know, right now, okay, with Post Malaysia, I'm going to use MCMC, okay? I found a way to solve my issues. I spent 148 ringgit and I get this piece of shit. I tell them that I'm going to proceed with the chargeback. They were nice enough and they agreed to provide me with a reprint. Nice. So, what I'm going to do next, I am going to make sure that Post Malaysia gives me the information. Like, let's say, okay, maybe the staff didn't do a mistake. Yeah, she's a newbie. Maybe she didn't. It wasn't a mistake. Maybe it was a mistake on Canada's customs side. I still, as a customer of Post Malaysia, should be given an option or a solution or a method to find out what information was put in the system. Right? Like, I have the right. Or Post Malaysia must take accountability in some way for in the event their staff puts in the wrong information. You can't tell me that, we don't have access to that information anymore, because then how do you solve a problem like this? If that's the case, then when the staff at the counter does make a mistake like this, then they will never take accountability. Any time a staff could make an error like this that can cause my business issues, because right now this customer, she reached out to me asking me if I put in a value that was higher. She does not know all this stuff that's happening in the background. From her point of view, she might be like, I'm never going to order from this store again, because who would have thought that my precious order would be held by customs because of wrong declaration like this. When in reality, the paper, the form, I even have a picture of it and I have the receipt. It shows that I put in the right, correct value. But it's going to affect my business. It's rough. You have to navigate both local and overseas. So, yeah, a lot of things to account for. But I also feel like, is it my luck? Is it? Because, okay, fine, I can understand, one or two issues. But right now, I have stories to tell from my experience trying to mail to India, okay? Learning the process in India. If the order of that customer, like, I just felt so bad for her, because UPS is reaching out to her, telling her to do XYZ, and it's like, it was crazy. It was a crazy back and forth, and I learned my lesson. I'm like, okay, so this is what it's like to ship to India. Next time I'm going to do XYZ, right? And then now I have stories to tell about this whole Canada thing. That's the thing. Oh my god, you're reading my mind. So, in my culture, and I'm sure you also have that, we believe in the evil eye. We believe that you can be plagued by the evil eye. In fact, we have a ritual for that. Like, I'm sure you have it too. So for Sinhalese people, what we would use is camphor balls. But it's the camphor that's used in like Buddhist, it's like a Buddhist thing. But I'm sure y'all have it also. Because we would buy it from the Buddhist prayer shops. Prayer camphor? Prayer camphor. Oh yeah. Over here they say it's for Hindu rituals, but we would buy it from the Buddhist shop. The Buddhist temple shop. But yeah, you buy that. So this is how it goes. You put that camphor on a tray. You make the person who you believe that is plagued by the evil eye sit down with their head bowed down. you rotate the tray clockwise and then rub their face into the tray. But actually what you're doing is like you're taking the evil eye, the bad luck, and you're putting it into the camphor. And then you gotta do a counterclockwise thing, and my grandma would go outside of the house and she would burn the camphor. It's like you're burning away. So what you're doing is you're taking the bad luck and you're putting it onto the camphor, right? And then you're doing a anti-clockwise thing and then burning it, because it's like you're burning the bad luck. Now, I don't know if it works, but you know, if my grandma was still alive and if I told her like, Hachi, I don't know why I'm getting this like bad luck after bad luck, and she'll be like, it's the evil eye. We'll have to take it off you. But who's gonna do that for me now? Anyone willing to drop by and rotate a tray over my head? Because I do believe that, okay? I do believe that. So since there are a lot of similarities, like I know that, I don't know whether the Tamils do this, but I know that North Indians do this. They call it Nazar, and they actually have more methods on how a person can do it on their own. So I'm gonna look that up and I'm gonna see. And I think I've seen it. They use like salt or something. Salt and like cinnamon? I'm not sure. But I'm gonna try that because like I'm that desperate, okay? I do believe that it is the evil eye. And you know, I mean, I don't know how other people believe in the evil eye, but in my family, the evil eye can plague you unintentionally. Meaning, the person may not actually have bad intentions. It's just the way that they say it. So for example, if let's say a relative visits you, okay, and they ask you, so how were your results for your exam? And you say, oh, I got straight A's. And they're like, wow, straight A's? That's amazing. And then once they go home, my grandma would say, did you see the way she said, wow? Yeah, we're gonna have to remove the evil eye. The evil eye, man. It's not like she had bad intentions. It's just that the way she said it. The way she said it is enough to... the way she said it should be enough to cause the evil eye to have some sort of effect. Now, I don't know, man. Because, okay, so if let's say it is the evil eye, but I don't do any ritual to take it off, how do you explain the good stuff? The string of good stuff. Right? How do you explain the string of good stuff? The evil eye just decided to not be there, or is it just a placebo thing? Wait, how many do I have? By the way, I got 100 of these made, right? Like, I paid for 100. They sent like around 120. And I'm like, this ugly piece of shit, y'all sent 120 for what? This one they sent like 112 or something. Anyways, enough with my issues with the post office. Because when do I not have issues, right? No, it's just that, okay, evil eye stuff aside, from a logical perspective, there's bound to be one or two issues that to arise with the rate of packages that I'm sending. And you know, one of them include a newbie handling your package, sending to a country for the first time, using a service that you've never used before. These are the logical explanations that I don't want to look at because there's not much you can do. The evil eye stuff sounds nice. It's like, there's a way to get rid of it. The logical ones is just hope you don't get a newbie. Like when I look at this, there's not much I can there's nothing I can look at and be like, oh, I should have done this and I should have done that. There's not much. You don't have that many options. The only thing is that yeah, there's actually nothing there's nothing I could have done. What was I supposed to do? Like tell the newbie, make sure you put everything correctly, or the next time I get her, should I just be like, can I get someone else? I'm praying, like, what do you think? What do you think the universe was trying to tell me when I go to the post office to send this package to the UK while having this issue with Canada, and I get the same newbie? The same newbie. What am I supposed to do, right? Like, what is the universe trying to tell me? I was hoping that I wouldn't get hurt. Because when I suggest that the staff could have made a mistake, we know who the staff is. I know it's her. She knows it's her. But never mind. I am so totally going to get it solved. Because remember when I shared the issue with these cards, I wasn't sure if they were going to agree to a reprint. I wasn't even sure if BSN would actually agree to help with the dispute and all, because I've never done it before. But it worked out, right? So, you know, my two previous, the previous times I went to MCMC, when some of these institutions didn't do their job, it has always been solved. Like, did I ever share that whole TNB thing? I think I did, right? Like the first ever issue I had with an institution that made me go to MCMC. They were stating that I'll have to pay for a month that I didn't use, and I'm like, hell no. And that got solved, where they're like, okay, we've waived that amount, you don't have to pay anything. And then when Skynet was causing issues, I reached out to MCMC and they solved it on that day. So right now, I'm hoping to gain some peace of mind or justice through MCMC. Am I annoying? But wait, is it wrong for me to not let it go? Like, why should I let it go when I have the right to not let it go? Because I saw this question on Threads, okay? Some Malaysian was asking about the tenancy agreement. She's like, am I supposed to pay this amount for the tenancy agreement? So then I shared my experience, and I shared the screenshot of the email that I got from the LPPEH officer. I shared that email where it stated that technically, legally, agents are not supposed to charge a fee. Like the officer, okay, the legal department of the Lembaga Pentaksiran Tanah something LPPEH, okay, the people in charge of all this real estate stuff. The legal officer stated that there is to be no charges for the process of preparing a tenancy agreement. So I shared that screenshot and I shared my experience, and then that girl responds and she says, you're the only one who helped me, because after confronting her agent, he brought down the fee by like 200 ringgit. Initially he was charging her like 500 ringgit, and then he brought it down to 300, which technically 300 is not even supposed to be a thing, but you see, you know. So then it hit me that am I like really hard to deal with? But why is it that people are just horrible all around? You know? Why do I get these people? Or am I the type to not let go of things? If you got the option, might as well, right? I'm not in the position, like, okay, 148 ringgit. I'm not in the position to allow 148 ringgit to go to waste like that. Like, I cannot, like with me being all on my own, completely relying on these, right? They are my saving grace. Okay, my store right now is the only thing giving me peace of mind. And to have something like this happen and to just let it go. Like, how do you let it go? I paid. Even that missing package with UPS, I'm waiting for it to show up. I know it's in that freaking warehouse. I know it is. And one day it's going to show up. One day it's going to show up and I will mark up the price. I'll mark up the price like crazy. See if there's anyone who would be willing to buy. Most Malaysians are tired to fight further. I don't think tired. I think they don't know that there is an option. I think that they don't know that they can actually get the right solution. But that's kind of weird, right? But then again, my mom did work in a law firm for like how many years? More than 10 years. As annoying as she was, right? Bringing all that law stuff to her parenting, I did see her always like always making sure that she gets her money's worth. Like, this is kind of not new. I remember growing up, my mom would be on the phone talking to all these astro people and Cots Mammoth people, being like, you need to do your job, and if you don't do your job, I'm going to take further action. She'll be on the phone talking to these people, and now I feel like it's me. So it could be that I just have more knowledge of my rights. I know that I can get it solved, so I push for it. But wouldn't you also want to do something? Like when the whole TNB issue happened, the first thing I did was look it up online. I'm like, what do I do? Has anyone ever faced this issue before? And then I saw a lot of people facing this issue, and someone on Reddit said they emailed MCMC and they got it solved. So first thing I did was I emailed MCMC too. But MCMC came back to me being like, you can create an account at our portal and submit your complaint there. And then once I saw the portal, and I'm like, ooh, I think if my mom knew about that portal, she would have gone there too, instead of giving all these people on the phone a piece of her mind. You're quite persistent, I'd say, for better and worse. I'm a nice person, okay? But when these things that mean the world to me are affected, what am I supposed to do, right? It's like, these thank you cards, they're for my business. They're for my business that's helping me, that's giving me peace of mind. I can eat and sleep in peace because of this. Am I just supposed to let it go? 148 is not a small amount. That's a big amount. And then with the packages, it's not just me that's affected by it. Imagine you are at the receiving end. You order something, you're so excited to get it, it arrives, and customs is saying you have to pay 700 ringgit. So you reach out to the seller, because you're like, what do? I don't have 700 ringgit. And if you don't get an active seller like me, going above and beyond trying to solve these problems, wouldn't you be devastated? I don't want my customers to feel that way. They give me peace of mind. Like when I say my business gives me peace of mind, it's my customers, even my sticker club members. They are the reason for the peace in my life. I must solve the problems. But wait, this is supposed to be a relaxation stream. Yesterday I did relax, which is kind of nice. I came across this movie on TikTok. It's a children's movie, but I liked it, okay? It was kind of cute. It was kind of cute. I decided to actually watch it. I ordered McDonald's and I sat in my living room. Also, I learned something new about myself. I cannot watch TV. I cannot watch TV without my headphones. Because after getting my TV and eating my dinner in the living room while watching anime over there, I noticed something off. Like, I would never be paying attention. I would always find my mind drifting somewhere else. I'm watching, right? But I'm unable to enjoy it the way that I used to when I would be watching over here. I'm unable to enjoy it. And it was just so bizarre to me. So I thought maybe it's the volume. So I increased the volume, but it didn't work. It didn't change. And then I decided to put my headphones on. I thought, okay, let me just connect this to my headphones. Because whenever I'm in the kitchen, because my PC is all the way in the studio, the Bluetooth connection is actually not that good. And whatever song I'll be listening to when I get to the kitchen, I'm like, okay, no song. It'll be cracking, signal loss. So instead, I decided to listen to my songs on the TV. And that's when I put my headphones in and I'm like, you know what? And then once the songs were done, autoplay put some podcast and I listened to the entire podcast and I'm like, wait, I didn't get distracted. And so yesterday when I had my headphones on, I didn't get distracted. I mean, I don't know. The movie was nice, okay? It was, have you heard of Umaso? It's cute, okay? Like, let me show you a clip. Okay, let me show y'all a clip. This was the clip that I came across. It was just so cute. And it was sweet, okay? Desktop audio. Is it desktop audio? I think it is. Now, window capture. Okay, yeah, it's this. No, it's not this. It should be this. Okay, I'll put it here. It should be this. Oh wait. How do I bring this? Transform. Is it the left? Wait, what did I do? But it's cute, okay? It's adorable. Yeah, you know what? Where's my headphones? It's so cute. The story is about this carnivorous dinosaur being adopted by a herbivore species, and then growing up not eating meat and then learning that he should be eating meat, and then as he finds this teeny tiny egg and it hatches, he says, oh, you look tasty. That's why he says umaso. He's like, oh, you look tasty. But then this little thing thinks that it's his daddy. It's so cute. Like it's so cute. Like he's like, wait, you look tasty. And she's like, is that my name? So cute. cute. And it's actually based on a children's book. So cute. It's adorable. So cute.
もちろんお前くらいはコリコリしてうまいからな。コリコリ？
It's so cute.
人のものに手出しやがって。でもなんでおじさんぶっ飛ばしちゃったの？バカ！あいつはお前を食べようとしてたんだ。気をつけないとお前みたいなネズはいつも狙われてんだぞ。なんだ。ありがとうお父さん。お父さんやっぱりすごいな。
It's so cute.
みたいに強くなる。
I'll adopt this.
ちょっとも分かってない。ちょっと目を離した隙に。マゾー！どこ行った？マゾー！マゾー！
But because this is actually based on a children's book, the ending is actually sad. The ending of the movie was decent. Umaso and daddy and little Umaso lived happily ever after, even though, they're not related. But the actual book, they had to go their separate ways. And all the people who read this when they were young, they were like, I cried. Okay, wait, this is the book. This was the children's book. Yay! Story time! Anyways, new thing that I learned about myself, even at the age of 30, I like children's books. So I think I'm gonna buy myself some nice children's books just to read. Is that weird? I like it. It's cute, it's sweet. Anyways, I sat down yesterday with my headphones on, enjoyed this cute movie, and relaxed. Relaxed. You know what they should do with this thing? They should provide something underneath. Like those punches. I just remembered something. Was it me or was it my younger sister? My mom was asking for the puncher. Wait, what do you call it? Yeah, very nice. Just load forever. I think she was asking for the puncher, and which some people like to call a punch hole, but the thing that you use to punch holes, we've always called it a puncher. So one time my mom asked for it. I'm not sure whether it was me or my younger sister, but one of us mistook it as punch her. And we were like, oh my god. But anyways, just like that device, you have that rubber thing underneath. They should have that, because right now, if you can't tell, the place is a mess. The edges that I'm cutting, they're all over. We call it a puncher also. Okay, good, because I don't like it when people call it a punch hole. Wait, is that the real name though? I would love it if it actually is the real name. Puncher. It must be that. I mean, come on, you and I both call it a puncher? It is! It is called a puncher. It is. A puncher or hole punch, I don't like the hole punch, puncher is nice, okay? Is a common office and craft tool used to cut clean holes. So it is that! See, it is called a puncher. And okay, even if they say hole punch, they'll say punch hole. I don't like that, just call it a puncher. But one of us was like, wait mom, you want us to punch her? Like punch her. My mom's like, punch her? She stretched out her arm. Puncher, asking for the puncher. But we were like, punch her? Like why? Why do you want me to punch her? That was funny. I just don't remember who it was. Was it me or my younger sister? So, wait, how long has this stream been going for? Where can I see? Oh, 1 hour. I've been yapping for 1 hour and I'm actually still not done. What should I eat after this? So I think I really am going to get the children's book stuff, because there was this a lot of my fondest memories as a child. Everybody likes their picture books, right? But after watching this, even though I know it's like for children and it's based off a children's book, I'm like, yeah, that's my thing. You know, I like these kinds of stories. They're sweet, they're cute. Anyways, Saturday night. What are y'all doing? How's life? Beautiful, it's 1 a.m. Oh, I should also check. Just to see. Children's books. Yeah, right? I'm like, wait, I want to see. Megan. That's kind of crazy. Shouldn't have checked my email. We are calm, we are chill, everything's fine and dandy. I'm so stressed but can't explain why yet, because evil eye. I mean, that could be it. You know, another thing about me is that I'm feeling really tired, and I'm talking about like get up in the morning after an 8 hour sleep, and I mean like I'm sleeping well, I'm sleeping nice, right? And yet I'm feeling tired. So the superstitious explanation, evil eye, duh. The logical explanation, you see, normally when my period is nearing, lips become really, really dry. I tend to eat a lot, and I mean like stuff myself abnormally. And so I just think it's that. I think it's one of those symptoms. I'm like, feeling extremely lethargic even after a good night's rest. Did you know there's a... No way. Tuesday, 25th August. Oh, this month is August. It's Merdeka month. Oh man. Wait, what the hell do you have on the 25th? 25th August. 25th August, public holiday. Huh? Wasn't his birthday a few... I thought they celebrated his birthday a while back. How many birthdays are there? I'm so confused. Anyways, I should learn how to not let the small stuff get me down. Everything's fine. We are okay. Wish I got a holiday for my birthday too. What do we call it? You know what? For whatever reason, I'm guilty. No, I think it's because I was curious. Okay, so no wait, how do I explain this? Matchmaking sites in Malaysia are showing up on my TikTok feed. And it's funny because I saw your name. I'm like, Dinesh, you're searching for a wife? The interesting part was that they had a section for caste. And I'm like, I thought Malaysia doesn't do that. Now, why did I go there? Oh yeah, because I saw your name. I'm like, Dinesh, I should take a screenshot. Wait, I think I did. It was so funny. Wait, where's my phone? Where is it? Okay, I just took it and then I kept it somewhere. Where is my... Oh, it's behind here. Matchmaking, you say? Yes. It was so funny. Wait, did I take a screenshot of it? No, it would be so weird if I did, right? Okay, I didn't. Of course I didn't. But it's so interesting to see how people will talk about fate, people will talk about destiny, and then they'll still rely on matchmakers. I am convinced that if we grew up in a society that didn't constantly push human beings to get married and portray that as the only path in life, you wouldn't have people being this desperate. But it's really interesting how does one intentionally search for a partner like that, like through an ad? Hi, single, ready to mingle. I don't want to make fun of them, but I just find it really interesting. They're like, I want to fall in love, so here are all my details. This is how much I make, this is where I work, I'm the eldest son. Like, that's so interesting. How do people like search for a partner like that? I don't get it. You know what? I'm actually kind of exhausted. How am I tired just doing this alone? But doesn't this look nice? One of my favorite sensory stuff are cards like this. If it's smaller, I'd love to just shuffle them. Like, look at that. Oh, this is like, you know those tarot card readings? They'll do this whole, like, they'll shuffle massive cards like this, and whatever that randomly falls, they'll be like, ooh, the universe wants you to know. Thank you for supporting. Yada yada yada. Didn't people used to post about it on newspaper? Right? It's kind of weird. I don't know, I find it weird. Like, if it is destiny, right? If it is supposed to be, why intentionally search? if they intentionally search. Okay, no, you know what? Human beings don't want to be alone. I get it. Okay, no, I don't get it. I don't get it. Should I just get that big ass edge cutter thing to make life easier? My back hurts. It's their destiny to widen their search. Really? Like, it doesn't sound romantic. Like, you know, at least with my parents, it was like my dad saw this cute girl at the ice cream stall, and he's like, I should talk to her. He talks to her, and he's like, she's so cute. I mean, according to my dad, he saw my mom like for so long. He's like, you know, this cute girl working at the ice cream stall, and he's like, one day he mustered up the courage to talk to her, and the rest is history. Also, they used to speak in Malay in the beginning, because my dad couldn't speak in English. So I can't imagine how did they speak in Malay? Saya suka awak. Right? Like, how did they speak in Malay? Mari kita pergi membeli belah. I feel dating apps are just a waste of time though. I don't get it though. That's the part. The part about dating apps and what's it called? Intentionally meeting out people for the sake of spending the rest of their lives together, I don't get. Because if that's the case, right, with the amount of people that you'll statistically come across, any one of them could have been it. It won't be that romantic. You know, it won't be like, oh, you know, I met your mom on a dating app. Okay, that. No, I met your mom on the streets. She fell from the sky into my arms. Wouldn't that be a lot nicer? And it's like, it was meant to be. When in reality, it could have been like, well, if your mom swiped, which one is the right one? Swiping right or left? if the partner decided to choose someone else, then they would have just it would have just been that. You met the first nice guy in the pool of nice guys available that were intentionally looking to settle down, and that's it. Yeah, you enjoy your time together and blah blah blah, but you know, it could have been anyone else. But when it's destined, right? Like no other girl at the ice cream stall. It was my mom working part-time. New parent-in-law. Wait, I never shared this. Yeah, my dad was working at Famous Amos, and right in front was this ice cream stall that my mom used to work part-time at. He's like always seeing this girl. He's like, she's so cute. And then one day, he strikes up a conversation, and they set a date. And it works. And that's it. The rest is history. So formal Malay, that's me, okay? I speak formal Malay. That being said, I haven't tried the apps either. I'm destined to be by myself. No. You're destined to keep all the aces company like me. Because I'm really like looking at my life, and I'm like, actually I'm content with the way things are now. Obviously, the fact that I had to go no contact with my family is what makes me sad at times. You know, like, oh, why couldn't we be nice to each other? Right? Like, why couldn't we treat each other nicely? Hi, Rylan. Welcome to this unplanned stream. I'm cutting the edges of my very new outsourced thank you cards. wondering about life. Place is a mess. You know what I should do? Since I now have my TV and I eat my dinner in the living room, I should get to finally cleaning the mouse pad for one last time, because I no longer eat my breakfast here. I see you being gaming. I approve. Oh, the last was like the last time I streamed Live in Deep Space in 2020. When did it come out? 2023? No, I moved out. Okay, 2024. When it came out in 2024, the first time I streamed on YouTube, remember like the first time I streamed the game? That's when I created these scenes. I've never updated them since then. Hi, wait, is everyone waking up now? It's 1 a.m. here. Good morning, rise and shine, people. Since y'all are joining, you should be able to look at the beautiful thank you cards that I got made, that I outsourced, and it's a big deal. Okay, this is not printed by me, this is like made by a printing company. Ooh. It looks like this. If you look closely, there's texture. The paper is textured. So you know what, whenever you place an order on my store, not only do you get the order, you get a freebie sticker pasted at the back here, and you get this thank you card as a print. Like, look at the texture. How near can I get? Look at that linen texture. Ooh, beautiful, nice. But all the games you've been playing is cool. It was a pleasant surprise to know you're... Oh, wait, which games? Actually, there's this, well, I think it's like a normie game. But wait, I haven't checked it out yet. Once I check it out, and once I get rid of all... Okay, I shouldn't say get rid. Once I finish all my tasks, we'll play for sure. Oh, wait! Speaking about outsource, I had something else arrive. Can't believe I forgot to show. But I'm gonna have to make a new one. Remember the journaling pouches? 11 a.m. where I'm at? Okay, that's still nice. The journaling pouches arrived. But I have issues with it. Okay, so did I ever share? Okay, the first one that the manufacturer shared, the first sample, okay, was this. The problem with this was that it was too small for an A6 sized. Okay, this is a passport size. Yeah, you know what? This size fits a passport size. Okay, it does not fit the A6 size. So the manufacturer was like, so sorry, there are a few errors with the initial sample because... Oh wait, I should also show the Ellie art. See this, my mascot. Look at Ellie looking all cute. It's so nice to see like a real thing. And you know what? The fabric quality is actually really nice. Okay, but the problem with this first sample was that it was too small for an A6 sized book to fit in, and the back pouch, the back sleeves, they were too short. So if let's say you want to put your pen, in here, it's too short. So she was like, we'll make another sample and send it to you. So they made another sample. Unfortunately, this other sample, they missed out this divider that was supposed to be there. They also, the size was still, the button is off, and the size was still small. So this next round, I'm going to have to try and, now that I know what it looks like in person, what the potential pouch can look like, I'm going to plan out the size myself and tell them to make the sample as accurately as the size that I provide. Because before this, all I told them was I wanted an A6 size. So they made an A6 size. Excuse me. But an A6 size is this is exactly the A6 size. And if I try to put in an A6 diary inside, if I try to fit an A6 diary inside, it's too tight. It is too tight. Like, come on. I don't want my customers to feel duped. Like, see how much the diary will be bent so much just to get inside. And yeah, it is hard. So I'm going to use this as a reference, plan out the sizes properly, and then pay them again to get the right sample size made. Oh my god. I can do this. Okay. See, it's too tight. It's suffocating. But the sleeve is supposed to be where you put your clip here, you put your pen here, and then you put a bunch of, maybe stickers at the back here. But it needs to have enough space so it doesn't feel too tight. So yeah, sleeve is done. Sleeve, pouch, journaling pouch. But it does feel like a waste, but never mind, no. It's the first time. It's not like I knew exactly what size it would have turned out to be. But now I'm seeing that it fits the passport size better. If it fits the passport size better, maybe for those who have passport sized journals, then ta-da! Oh my god. Okay. But Ellie is so cute, and it's so nice to see my artwork like this. Look at that, that's adorable. I don't know how they printed it on the fabric, because it's like, it's not gonna come off. So journaling pouch done, thank you cards made. We are on fire. The next thing I want to attempt is getting the stickers outsourced. I was talking to like a sticker maker, a manufacturer. Then they just ignored me. I'm like, did I say something wrong? Wow, 100 cards is a lot, I guess. I also like your playthrough of Trees Hate You. You handle that rage quit game better than most players. I think it's because when the first half was played 1 month ago, and then 2 months later the second half Or was it 2 months or exactly 1 month? Can't remember. But it could be the time. There's a new BL game that will be released. I should try that out. But I am hungry. 2 a.m. What kind of stores would be open at 2 a.m.? Do I get waffles? But my favorite waffle store is closed. I think that some stores or restaurants should pay attention to the people who are night owls. Okay? Because when they close everything at this time, what are the night owls supposed to do? Your nickname Jelly because your channel name is Jelly's World. The J stands for Josh. Ellie is this little birdie. Ellie's trying to take over the channel. This is Ellie. So when you bring Josh and Ellie together, you get Jelly. That's such a weird way for me to create the channel name, but I'm glad I did. Okay, the world would have never been there if not for Tumblr. Tumblr was like, here's a suggestion, Jelly's World. And YouTube was like, you need to have a surname. And I'm like, okay, fine, I'll put World. Because I created the channel directly without an email address. So while creating the channel, for the email address, they were like, you need a surname for your name. So I'm like, fine, first name Jellies, surname World. There. Even for this channel, it's called Jelly TV because I didn't know how to bypass that whole thing where it says that you need to have a surname when you're setting up your channel, right? Like YouTube not allowing one word for channel name. YouTube not allowing one word for channel name. Like, I think that's the thing. Bypass the standard YouTube Studio interface, which forces a first and last name. So technically, the only reason it's Jelly TV or Jelly's Tech, Jelly's Art, Jelly's World is because there was no way for me to bypass that whole thing where it forces you to put a surname. So I'm like, okay, fine, Jelly TV. TV is your last name then, yes. I'm called Mr. TV. But wait, come on. The pouch. The A6 size is for passport size. Come on, look at that. It's cozy. I want to ask them to put something softer on the inside. But the first ever Jelly's World manufactured product sample. This is another thing I'll have to inform them, that I don't want any of these creases. I want the measurement to be accurate so that when they sew it together, it looks seamless. Over here you can tell that they had a lot of extra space with the fabric when they tried to make it bigger. I don't want my customers to be doing this. Wait, my channel name is one name though. Because your account was turned into a channel, wasn't it? Like whenever you want to comment and stuff, then they'll be like, do you want to create a channel? My whole thing was created channel first, while creating channel, email address was created. Like, it's not like I signed up while the email address was already created. So for the Google account, I had to put that name. I mean, I'm sure now I can go into the settings and change it. But you know what? Jelly TV is Jelly TV. Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot left, and a lot that I've already done. No, but like, what do I do? What do I eat once this is done? What do I order? What food do I order? Do you have a site to back up your current channel in case YouTube gets weird again? Patreon? Jelly's Tech? Haven't really spent time thinking of that. In fact, I might be able to use the profit from the store now to try and hire the German law firm to get my channel back. I should attempt that. Cause if what's his name? Bin was able to get his channel back, I should too. But can y'all imagine? It's been a year. Literally a year. Like it passed. 27 July was when the channel died. This time last year I was deceased. It was the end of the world for me. Oh my god. Come to think of it, that was so crazy. Right? Like last year, the events, the string of events that happened was crazy. Lose the channel, gotta move out at a deadline by a certain time, no source of income to cover up these extra expenses, and I'm just like, what the hell do I do? If not for y'all, I would have been dead. And I still am trying to tie up everything from last year. You think there's someone watching you on TV right now? Wait, why? Last year's luck was crazy. Yeah, it was. But it could be the number of this house, okay? So superstitious me did some calculations. The number of this house is, if we take all the numbers, eight. 8 is a very good number. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's nice. So it could be that. Anyways, I did reach out to my landlord and was like, yeah, so can I renew my tenancy for another year? And he's like, yeah, sure. I'm like, hallelujah. I cannot imagine packing and getting ready to move all over again. Hi, I an unpronounceable name. I'm fine. You know, doing a lot of things for my sticker club and my sticker shop. It's been exciting. It's been fun. Like, look at this. You know, getting my thank you cards made. They're so professional looking. And then getting samples of a potential journaling pouch. Look at that. With my artwork on it. And just a lot of fun stuff running my stuff, you know? Yeah, okay, I know I might complain about these, like, things that I end up dealing with. But on another hand, I enjoy the experience. I enjoy the stuff that I've learned so far. It's sushi? How? Wait, wait. How is it called sushi? Is there, because I'm seeing INFP TSU. Inf2. Inf2. I swear that's what I'm seeing. The pouch is so cute. I know, right? But I don't know if I should keep the word "a journey within." There's this text over here that says "a journey within," but it's so tiny, and the brown, because the text is actually in brown, the brown, it doesn't look legible. I think people will actually struggle. So maybe for the next sample, I'm actually going to remove the text. But yeah, you put your clip over here, your pen over here, maybe a few highlighters over here and some stickers. Maybe you purchased something from Jelly's World and you got a thank you card and you love the thank you card so much you can keep it here. I thought the journey, actually it did, but you know what, a lot of times when I purchase something, I pray that it does not have text, because sometimes it just doesn't, it either doesn't sound nice or it's just not relatable. A journey within of what, right? So that's why I'm still on the fence. But then the reason I did place the text is also because it was empty. Imagine what this would look like without the text here. It would just be empty space. Maybe I should add a bow. Maybe I should add something else. But yeah, it's supposed to fit the stickers. I haven't packed some of these stickers. Or maybe if like some people carry their journal in this and they put their essentials, they're like, oh, you know what, I just bought my new number, let me put this in here too. Like, it fits. Like, how convenient. And then there's more space over here if let's say you want to fit in something extra. Like, come on, it's so useful. You can use AI to make a simple website for the moment, in case YouTube dies from cringe. Do this for YouTube's foolishness. I mean, I do upload my stuff on Patreon. I would like to consider Patreon to be the platform that I fall back to. But I just love how chill I've been about video making, because right now the video that I'm working on, if you're on Patreon, you'd know, you would have watched the progress. I am enjoying the video that I'm making. There's no rush. I'm not trying to upload a video before the month ends so that I can use the ad revenue to cover up any extra expenses for the month. I'm not doing that. I'm not trying to upload as frequently as possible so that sponsors would reach out to me and I can rely on that. I'm just quite literally making a video because I want to and because I like it. So I'm really excited for y'all to watch it, because the longer it takes, the more time I spend on it. The more time I spend on it, the nicer it's going to be. But I wonder if I'd be able to get my channel back if I just collect enough money to hire that German law firm. I wonder if the information is still in the system, because sometimes I will get emails on my YouTube channel email where people would be like reaching out to collaborate, like to sponsor, and it's like, yeah, but the channel's not there, so how are they even finding that email address for the channel? It's because in YouTube's database my channel is still up, like it's still there, it's just suspended. Oh, can't believe that actually happened, huh? It feels like another lifetime, like another world, when the channel used to exist. I'm tired. Oh my god, how many of these left? I'm still surprised you didn't do a fundraiser to hire the lawyers. I think I became too busy somewhere around, it was January when the diaries started to garner sales. And from then on, I've just been busy. And I mean like too busy. And this time with the store, having to deal with all these logistics issues, like most of the people who order, they're not like from the channel. So that's that. Do you think that it is possible to automate the cutting of the paper so you can reset? You mean like if I could have I could have requested for rounded corners, but I would have to pay extra. So I'm like, I have this thing on my own. I'm not gonna pay them extra to cut the corners. I'll cut them myself. So here we are. You always seem busy. This year, very busy, but I like it because compared to last year, I'm not as sad because I really am. If anything, I'm actually too busy to be sad. Like after this, I'm going to order something. I'm going to maybe like just take a short break, and then going to continue preparing to mail the sticker club rewards. And you know what? I know that holographic stickers are cute. Like it looks nice, right? Holographic stickers. But then I actually don't like the texture. So I don't think I'm going to proceed with these holographic. Eh? Where's the rest? Where are the rest of the stickers? Oh my god, it's over here. Why would I do this to myself? Oh my god, the rest of the stickers. I was like, where in the world are the rest of the stickers? But yeah, not gonna make them holographic anymore because they just, when you look at them properly, I'm telling you, in person, while the glitter, the holographic shininess, it's nice. But in person, if you're not under the light, it's not nice. During the day when you look at it, it looks like a normal sticker, but not just that, the texture just looks weird. So I might just go back to non-holographic effect. So busy to be sad, that's kind of sad. No. I'd rather be as busy as this than be where I was last year. You know, like, a lot of times I'll just be like crying myself to sleep. But now I'm like, life, ding! And I'll have to check the email. Is it a fussy customer? Is it a customer that I don't want to deal with? Is it a normal inquiry? Is it a new stock arrival? I'm like, too many things. Speaking of holographic, reminds me, what happened to those bookmarks you sold before? Which bookmarks? Oh, is it the... I think I have them here. The Benny and Arrow bookmarks that I made on stream, right? I remember that stream. Is it over here? You're talking about these, right? This bookmark. People are buying, but a lot of them get the Sign Manhwa bookmark. Also, I put my Etsy store on break. If anything right now, what is this? Is this a defect? Can I consider this a defect? They printed like this. What's this dot? Why is there a dot? What is this dot doing there? It's not supposed to have a dot. It's a very obvious dot. Ah. But once once I give the China manufacturers a shot, and I mean like reaching out to them directly, the way I do with all these stock purchases, I will be unstoppable because it's a lot cheaper there. I will get the local domestic price, and I'm telling you, I'm so gonna get a lot of stuff printed. The dot is to mark 100 now. That sounds too smart. But I wonder why. Okay, right now, when I like arrange them like this, you can see the edge of these specifically. Can you see the edge? It's not being cut properly. I don't understand. Like, you can see the whiteness, right? In all of these. I don't get it. Like, what am I doing wrong? And why is it always at that corner? Okay, wait. It doesn't make sense. Okay, this is just one device. I'm using this 10mm area, right? Why in the world that every time this part, the minute I get to the last one, it just so never cuts properly? What the hell? What is this? Like what? What is this? I don't get it. A little gadget that will cut all the corners at this. Yes, there's like a big machine out there that I've seen other small businesses use, but I don't have it yet. I don't have the funds for that yet. Okay, so this edge turns out nice. Okay, get to here. It's not even cutting. Get to here, and it's there. It's there. It's there. What the hell? you get tired on the last one. Okay, you know what? I think it's like you cut here and here and here, and it maybe collects just enough debris that when you get to the last one, it doesn't cut fully, is what I assume. Now, okay, let me try cutting this side first. No, it's a side issue. It's the it's the bit is there. I think it's a side issue. Okay, wait. Let me just take this. Okay, everything's fine. It's a side issue. But what kind of side issue is it? Why just this side only? Why just that edge only? You stream on Twitch, right? Yes, I do. In fact, I think most of the IRL streams are gonna happen there. I'm not sure when I'm gonna step out with my equipment again. Actually, I found a nice phone holder thing that you strap to your body. It's just that it's too big and it's too obvious. I want something discreet. So I did find another discreet one. I'm gonna have to purchase that. Once I purchase that, IRL streams unstoppable. I'm tired. What's your name on Twitch? Jelly's World in caps with an underscore between the two words, I think. Oh, maybe it's the way that I... Oh, that can't be it. I will never figure this out. How many more? I'm so tired. Okay, but what do I eat after this? It's 2:20 a.m. 2:30 a.m. Going to be 3. What shop should be open at the moment? Do they have waffle shops open at 3 a.m.? Oh, but no, it still doesn't make sense. If let's say there is paper stuck over there, right, in the inside area. If let's say paper is actually stuck there, it still wouldn't make sense, because why the other edges turn out nice? Hi Hazel, welcome to this random chill stream. Just cutting the edges of my brand new thank you cards that I outsourced. I have to mention that because it's a big deal. What do you mean I didn't print it out myself like what I do with everything else? Feels good. exhausted. Like my back hurts from not leaning. Wait, what if I use 2? Okay, no, I don't. Or what if like it doesn't align properly? I'm like dying to finish this up. Oh, that's nice. It's your first time watching me stream. I'm sorry for disappointing. I'm telling you that if I wasn't busy, we'd be playing games. Your desk is such a mess too. I mean, you're lucky that you're not seeing the bigger picture. You don't want to see this area. Oh my god, feel. Also, Sparks off tomorrow, was it? What was it? Sparks off tomorrow? Sparks for tomorrow? I'm a little bit disappointed. I feel like my initial excitement is kind of gone now. Because it feels like those episodic anime. What are we gonna do today? Ferb? It's like Phineas and Ferb building something new each episode. And I'm like, yeah, I just want to see I want to see him finding out the puppet. Okay, I thought even that was another devastating revelation. I thought he had the brother's body with him. Turns out it's just a puppet. It's not that psychotic when it's a puppet. I'm like, that's his real body. He's trying to bring him to life. And it's just a puppet. I'm like, oh, okay, you know what? Not that creepy. It gets worse. Oh, yes, it does. But I try my best to keep it clear and comfy and cozy. Got cliffhanger. Yeah, but it's not going the way I expected it to. But it is actually very Cure Annie-esque. You know, I'll never clean this until the day I move out. Because there's no way I'm going to be able to clean all the small bits that fell into the drawer. Anyways, done. 100 of these. What am I going to do about the edges? Can I use a sandpaper? Oh, you know what? A nail file. Okay, like come on. Look at this. Look at this edge. What the hell is this? What is my luck? What is this? Huh? And this one's perfect. And then you have this. I don't get it. Anyways, cards are done. Maybe if I ever make bookmarks, just divide it into 2 like this. Now I want to order something to eat. What do I order to eat? This is my cue to hit. No, you have to help me pick. Your last task is to help me choose something to eat. I know I'm supposed to study. How old are you, Hazel? Yes, last task. Help me choose what to eat. Roti canai. Roti canai. Roti canai is so canai. Oh yeah, you know what? Okay, how often do you order? Wait, you're not done. I want to ask. You're not done, teenage. Don't go. How often do you order from Grab? Because I just learned that they have 12 redemptions for the hot deals. Once you've redeemed 12 of those, then you'll only have the minimum purchase 50 ringgit. Because now I'm stuck with that. The minimum purchase must be 50 ringgit. Only then I can use the hot deals discount. Because I've used up all 12 of mine. I'm like, what? Yes, I just learned that. But I think it's supposed to be more than 12. Anyways, what do I eat? What do I eat? Subway donburi. Okay, I ate this. And I'm telling you, it was bad. It was so bad. I'm like, where's the curry? They say curry rice. Okay? I open it and I'm like, curry mana? KFC. Is KFC open now? I don't think. Oh, 10 ringgit 50 cents. It's too far away, so the delivery fee is high. Texas chicken. Wow cuisine. How wow. Oishi donburi. I mean, should I give it a shot? What's the difference between donburi ya and oishi donburi? I mean, I like curry rice. Wait, this looks the same. This looks exactly like what I ate. How do I see the reviews? Okay. You don't know? I do, but there is a limit to how much you can use that hot deals, like minimum 20. I think I used up everything for this month, that now all I get is the 50 ringgit minimum thing. Oh, the noodle is good. Portion size for the katsu rice is small. Love this restaurant. Dude, oh my god, I feel like I've been duped. I swear I purchased from Donburi-ya Bangsa. Why does the image look exactly the same as Oishi Donburi? What's the difference? See, my minimum spend is 50 ringgit. There's no more minimum spend 20 ringgit. Oh, but there's this 25% off. I'm not gonna fall for it. You use so much, yes. Because every morning I'll buy my I'll buy my, what's it called? My sandwich, my egg sandwich. Hey, but what do I eat? What do I eat? Last task. Choose what to eat. Cheese baked. Bachelor's pizza. Melts. No. El burrito. Incheon ramyeon. Nagayo ramen. Bangsa again. I'm not gonna fall for it. Okay, this might look at the picture. Look at the picture to see. Might be a ghost kitchen, that's what I was thinking. But why do they have that? If it's gonna be the same. Nasi lemak burung hantu owl. Is that it? The shop is called Owl Nasi Lemak. Oishi Donburi Sanway. I'm not gonna fall for it. Donburi Ya Sanway. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same. Damascus Bukit Bintang, 11 ringgit 90 cents. Never mind. Hey, what to eat? Noodle Express Bangsa. I'm not gonna fall for it. Churritos. Nasi Kanda. Hey, what to eat? Can you see the types of restaurants open at this time? This is not what should be open, okay? They should have at least waffles or something. You think I want to eat heavy food like this at this time? Not a single decent waffle-like food. Sorted by delivery price and see. Manis Kita Cafe Ayam Gepok. You know, I've seen a lot of this. Is Ayam Gepok that nice? Smashed fried chicken. Is that what it is? All the roti canai shops. Uncle Chanai. Uncle with a K. You'd get a late night ice cream. Ice cream is not filling. Nasgor. Is this supposed to be nasi goreng? But they call it nasgor. Restaurant Bismi Nasi Kandar. Wow Cuisine. Roti Canai Pak Samad. Uncle Chanai. Master Wang. Aku Nasi Ka... Wait. What is this name? Aku nasi, kamu lemak. Dude, what is this name? Aku nasi, kamu lemak. I can't believe this is a name. Which, by the way, it translates to I am rice, you are fat. But wait, that still doesn't explain the name, because nasi lemak is nasi lemak. Aku nasi, kamu lemak. Dumplings. Oh, you know what? Dumplings are small enough. If they have wonton. If they got wonton, then I'll get that. Very nice. Everything in Chinese. How to read? Maybe they just don't expect non-Chinese to eat. Snack Street. It's the same picture. It's the same picture. Mommy porridge. Teppanyaki. Hey, what do I do? I can't choose. Nagayo ramen. Pak chong chicken rice. Santai bubur. Dumplings sound good, but I only eat a specific type of dumpling. Okay, this is just the up to 12 ringgit off. Oh! 5 ringgit 90 cents delivery for the waffles. No, thank you. Restaurant RBG. Pasta the power. Oh, ordered before. I didn't like it. McDonald's. Donburi. Oishi donburi. I can't decide. I actually can't decide. The Thai guys. Western food. It's just called Western food. Smashed burger. House smashed. Double smashed. Too heavy. I hope you find something. Bye, Hazel. I can't end the stream because I don't want to end the stream until I find something to order. Then it feels complete. It feels finished. The task is finished. Kayla, I'll buy roti canai. Creamed coffee. Wait, what's this? Just a coffee shop? Yeah, I think I'll just buy a roti canai. Anyways, thank you for joining. Maybe the next stream, I'll cut the edges of these that I'll be sending out to the local orders. Bye-bye. No ending soon screen because ending already. I'll just end it right away in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.